Welcome to our watercolor journey. Today we're going to focus on this painting. We're going to look at negative painting and making highlights with gouache. I'm also going to describe other methods how you can preserve the white of your paper. The materials I used is in colors, indigo, burnt sienna, a blend of indigo and burnt sienna, lemon yellow, a blend of lemon yellow and indigo, raw sienna, and the paper I used is Potentate cold press 100% cotton. As I said, today we're focusing on negative painting. And what is negative painting? It's painting the space around your picture or object where you want to preserve the white of the paper, or if you want to highlight certain areas, because I want to preserve the white of our houses, because I want to keep them white with just a few shadows. Okay, the tree I'm not painting because I want to add color into it, which are pure, and I don't want any blends and mixes with it. If you don't want to go the negative painting route, you can use masking fluid to preserve the white of a paper. Negative painting is also useful in certain areas where maybe you're painting a leaf and you want to preserve a lighter value of the veins of a leaf, and then you paint your light value at the bottom, and then in between those veins you paint it darker. And also you can paint around a leaf and intensify the background colors and just make it stand out even more. Negative painting is definitely a very useful tool to use in your painting. I'm just going in between the houses there, just to separate them. And you can already see you've got shape there. I'm just going in for my little mountain range, also working in between the branches. I'm not too worried about all the fine branches that I'm going to add into the painting itself. That I'm going to just paint darker, and then I'm going to use gouache to bring highlights into the branches and so on. As you can see with that little fence also, I'm just painting around it and in between the little wooden pickets. I am working wet on dry. It's definitely a little bit more tricky because you have to have a bead at the bottom just that the paint can flow and don't make hard edges. You can also use the wet and wet technique, which is definitely one of my favorite techniques to use, is you wet around all those areas that you want to keep white, and then you can just go in with your paint and the paint will flow on its own and you will not have any troubles or issues with it. So today is definitely not really about the picture itself, it's just about the techniques. But you can also see I'm using cooler colors at the back, and then I'm bringing warmer colors to the front, just to make that front foreground a little bit more intense. Remember to intensify the colors in the foreground so that it stands out a little bit more. I'm just dripping in some water from my brush in the foreground area, just to create some texture and creating basically backgrounds. Let your painting dry. I think I love the effects that those blooms created. I'm intensifying the color around the houses, and I'm just painting my little windows with my dark colors. I'm going to go quite a bit darker with those bushes in front of the house, but I'm just dabbing in the initial layers, and I think it should shine a little bit through at the end, because I'm not really happy with what I'm getting at the moment there, because I really want it to stand out against the house at the back. I'm just putting a little bit of water on the sides there, because I'm going to just draw a little fine line, and then the paint can spread on its own, just to create those shadows underneath the roof, and creates nice soft edges then. Intensifying the dark values underneath the houses or in front of the houses. And the colors faded quite a bit there against the fence, so I'm just intensifying it also. Okay, now I'm starting with my tree, and you can see I can use much clearer, clean pigments. at least with the initial layer of raw sienna, with the other colors that I'm dabbing in, they spread beautifully and create beautiful textures. As the colors fade back, you can intensify the color. So I'm really working with contrast here, and I think you can already see there's quite a bit of dimension with the light and the dark of a tree. As I said before, I'm just drawing those branches in dark values, and we will make them pop a little bit more with the gouache highlights. I'm just creating a shadow side for the fence. That extended point brush is really nice to work with and create fine details and fine lines everywhere that you want it. And you will see sometimes I use the needle point, and then sometimes I will even use the belly of a brush. Really bringing in dark values in the front area or foreground. Just be patient with your painting. Build up those values. I rather work with thinner layers and build up as I go along than start too dark and then it doesn't work for me at all, because it's really difficult to go back if you start it too dark. I decided to add a little bit of color to the roof, but I really do not want them very dark. It just creates another layer. As I said before, I was not quite happy with those bushes because they didn't stand out enough against the lighthouses. Once again, contrast, and I'm just making those colors a lot darker. Play around with marks and lines and other interesting effects in your painting, just so that it looks much more interesting to the viewer. Let your painting dry. Now, as I said, I'm going to use gouache. Gouache you use for highlights, just to bring in a little bit of light in your paintings. Also, if you lost some of the white of your paper, you can also use gouache to bring back the light that you lost and the white that you lost in your painting. But use it sparingly, because we're still working with watercolor and we don't want to make the gouache or any other medium overpower your original watercolor. Other materials that's really nice to use is Dr. Martin's bleed proof white. That is very opaque, and you can also use a white jelly roller. And something else that I also like to use is the Posca marker pen. I think just bringing that little bit of light areas against the dark creates a lot more interest. And remember, with your gouache, keep it as strong as possible. Please like, subscribe and comment for us. Thank you very much. See you next time.